What is going on, garden fans? Welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. In today's episode, I am walking you around the food jungle that is my backyard right now. We're going to talk about some of the things I'm harvesting right now, fruits, veggies, tree fruits, and that's pretty much it in this video. However, I do want to sit here with y'all for a minute and give you an update. I am planning on starting a new video series about how to start your own food forest. Basically going from nothing, blank slate, to this, what I have here. A veritable food jungle with all types of fruits and veggies and vines and everything growing on. Even wild foods are growing back here. So I'm going to be starting that video series here within the next month. If you're interested, if that's something that interests you, please hit that subscribe button right now. Also, tap that little notification bell next to the subscribe button. YouTube is not going to notify you when I post videos. Please get on my notification squad. And if you're on the notification squad, leave a comment below. Let me know. Also, give this video a thumbs up. That helps boost this video in the YouTube algorithm. We really want to get the word out about permaculture and suburban self-sufficiency. So, today's video is me walking around this food forest, but do subscribe for more coming up. A whole how-to series about how to do what I'm doing. I think I'm ready to do one of those, and I'm going to walk you through the progress that I take with a client that I'm going to be working with. So appreciate y'all as always. Once again, give us that thumbs up. Please like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy the journey. Bye. Welcome back to the Food Forest Garden Pans. I have been out here harvesting blackberries and some permaculture plums, which I'm going to talk about here at the end of this video. But we are getting into the thick of the harvesting season, and I wanted to walk around the food forest, touch on a couple things, show you some things that we're harvesting right now, show you some things that we're going to be harvesting in the next week or so, and just kind of give you a picture of the food jungle right now. We are getting close to vegetable time. Now, it's only been a couple weeks, but you can see already that the vegetable gardening I've been doing underneath all our perennials are starting to blow out. Well, I've got this centralized apricot tree. There is a perennial element being the Goji Berry right next to it as nitrogen fixation. And we have another anchor plant here in the form of pineapple guava. These are our anchor perennials, and underneath them the veggies are starting to come up. So things like zucchini are really starting to blow out right now, and by the end of the week we'll be starting our zucchini harvest. We've also got things like leafy greens, kale and collards are coming up. We've been harvesting a lot of basil, making pesto sauces with them for our chicken dinners. Here's some more collards coming in. And some other seasonal veggies that are coming in are the watermelon. They're starting to spread their wings and fly. And then once again, more basil, more zucchini coming in, more leafy greens. And these are the kind of things I grow out here because they're generally very low maintenance, generally stay pretty pest-free where I'm living. I do also green beans, but you're not going to find a lot of corn out here. I'm not growing corn because I don't have enough space to make it worth my while. I get a lot of bang for my buck with things like zucchini, kale, collards, basil. I even let some of the leafy wild edibles grow. This is lamb's quarters, and we use this in omelets. It's a spinach substitute. So along with the cultivated things, we've got some weeds growing all underneath our perennials. And I know it looks like a wild mess. That's part of the plan here. Some other things we're going to be harvesting here very shortly are Goji Berry. So the Goji Berry are coming on. We've been getting a good amount of rain lately. That helps these things start to green out, leaf out. And once we start harvesting Goji Berry, we are not going to stop harvesting Goji Berry until we get our first frost sometime in maybe December. So Goji Berry are coming on. These are very similar taste to tomatoes, believe it or not. I know they call it a berry, but they have a very tomato-like taste to them. Underneath these Goji Berry, loofah is coming up for the year. There's our standard kitchen herbs like catnip and sage are coming in. And then more of those cultivated variety vegetables I was talking about, zucchini, basil, more herbs in the form of mint. Chamomile is finally flowering for us, so I'll be able to save up some chamomile for teas. And carrots are also something we're going to be harvesting here in the near future. So lots and lots of perennials and seasonal annual vegetables are coming in. The food forest is looking pretty thick and dense right now. Once again, we've had a good amount of rain, and I want to show you a couple more things that we got coming up. By the end of the month, next month, believe it or not, we'll start to harvest elderberry. Elderberry are flowering right now, and I do make a tea, elderflower tea, with the flower panheads. Our water storage is starting to fill up again. Here again, we've had lots of rain. That really helps keep the maintenance on my part down. I'm just going to step back here and give you a wide angle shot of the whole place, so you can see that the food jungle is really starting to fill in. And I've had some good questions from viewers asking me about pests, disease. I don't get much disease out here. Now there are diseased things. I do have some powdery mildew from time to time. Here is some squash, patty pan squash that are coming in, and spaghetti squash coming in. But I try to grow things that are generally pest and disease tolerant. Pawpaws are native to South Carolina, so they don't get much rust, they don't get the powdery mildew problems, and they generally put on a good amount of fruit. So as you can see, the pawpaw fruit are coming on, and they're starting to get very big, very large, very heavy. As long as we continue to get regular rain, the pawpaw should continue to produce for us. Let me keep peeking around here. And this is a literal pawpaw patch. It's very thick, it's very dense. We've gotten a good amount of rain. It does get humid and hot back here, but there's no disease or pest problems. The pawpaw patch is resting right in between some peach trees. The peach trees themselves are getting large and in charge, but I don't think they've set much fruit. I did prune them down very, very heavily, so this is the first year that they've kind of been trained to be a shorter, more dwarf-like species. Blackberries are coming on. These are the cultivated varieties, Thornless Blackberries. I also harvest a lot of the thorny wild blackberries back here. Pawpaws, though, looking good. Not a whole lot of pest or disease problem at this time of year. Rabbit tractoring system still working, and as you can see here, we got tons of carrots coming up behind her, along with the squash and zucchini. So it's a veritable food forest with lots of variety and lots of different things flowering at lots of different times. Let's keep on trucking around the food forest garden, fans. Pawpaw runners are starting to show up, and these are going to be things that I sell next year in the winter. I'm going to step back once again, kind of give you a wide shot of the diversity here. So peach tree, there's this Iliagnus right here, and then you can see the pawpaws behind them. As an understory, there are wild weeds. I let the goldenrod go. I don't mind the goldenrod at all. It does a good job shading out some of the blackberries that are coming up and coming in. We do get very hot here in South Carolina. We're about to hit the June, July, August spread where we're getting 100-degree temperatures. So I don't mind that the wild weeds are growing up and kind of nursing some of the newer blackberry canes coming on. Got a giant hugel mound right here that is housing Goji Berry and pomegranate. Both looking pretty good. Pomegranate's flowered for us. I'm expecting some pomegranate fruit this year. Understory plants are lemon balm and apple mint and blackberry, wild blackberries, and also cultivated variety blackberries. I'm getting to the plums here in just a second. Let me keep showing you some other things. Some new stuff I'm trying to try out this year are Camilla sinensis. This is green tea. And provided we continue to get rain and these continue to blow out, I'll be finding a place for them somewhere in the understory here of the food forest. Figs, growing up big, should be producing soon. Mulberry had already produced quite a bit. Here is a huge companion planting, a nice little guild. I've shown this a couple times in the past couple vids. This is Jujube, which is flowering. Okay, so this is definitely going to produce for us this year. It did produce for us last year, but this year we'll get more fruit. And that Jujube is definitely getting taller, 15, 16, probably we're getting close to 20 feet tall now. Around it are things like sumac and more Goji Berry for nitrogen fixation. Okay, let me keep looking around. Things are getting thick, things are getting dense. Once again, with the rain comes the thick density. Potato buckets, I'm getting really close to harvesting some of these potato buckets. More rain is coming. I'm sure you can hear that thunder in the background. Muscadine grapes that are trellised on a fence line here. This is the chicken fence line. They're starting to put on fruit. And our plums. Like I said, I'm harvesting plums. Let me look up here. Try to zoom in a bit and give you a peek at the plums in this tree. There's lots of plums out here, and we've already harvested quite a bit. Now I want to talk about these plum trees because some of the fruit, let me see if I can find one that's fallen. Okay, so this fruit of the plum, this isn't a huge fruit. This isn't a big giant piece of fruit. It is a little bug-eaten. Bug-eaten ones generally fall first, and those go to the chickens. Okay, but the fruit isn't like this giant plum that you get in the store, okay? And people always ask me, well, what's going on? Why is your fruit not so large? Why aren't you had huge fruit? Well, I don't come out here and I don't fertilize. However, this fruit is still very juicy, very dark, and very good. Okay? So, oh yeah, that's really good actually. So it's ripe like a plum. Okay, sometimes we find some bug-eaten fruit. We eat around that, and then I feed the rest to the chickens. Okay, but there's plums that aren't bug-eaten, and generally we get some non-bug-eaten ones that we'll use to can, bottle, store, dry, whatever. Okay, but I'm not back here fertilizing these trees. They're very, very low maintenance. It helps that they're in the chicken pen, so chicken manure generally gets washed into the soil, leached in. That's really what feeds these plants. But I don't come out here, I don't fertilize, I don't spray for pests. I do prune, but very limited. And for the most part, these plants are growing wild. And I still get fruit. No, it's not giant, big, store-bought fruit plums, but it feeds us, and it feeds us daily. Same story with the fig here. Okay, very little maintenance is done out here on this fig. Because it's in the chicken pen, of course, there's lots of manure that gets soaked and leached into the ground with the rainwater. But once again, there's no pest control being done, there's no fertilization being done. In fact, across this whole food forest, there's no fertilization. We do not bring in fertilizer. If I want to feed a plant, I will use rabbit manure or a comfrey tea. But this is absolutely 100% organic, no pest sprays, no fertilization, nothing. Very, very low maintenance and a good density of food that keeps us somewhat fed throughout the year. Once again, I've said it before, this doesn't provide 100% of our food supply, but it's doing a really good chunk right now at this part of the year. Appreciate y'all watching, garden fans. Please give this a thumbs up. We really need that boost from YouTube. Please like, please share, please subscribe. That all really helps us out. And keep in touch for the video series I got coming up talking about how to do this on your own. I haven't really done a big how-to series, but I think I'm going to tackle that this year as I share with you some of the clients I'm working with, taking them from basically zero to food forest, where I'm at right now. Once again, garden fans, I appreciate y'all watching. Like, share, and subscribe as always, and keep in touch for more. God bless.